Yeah, yo. Yeah, you go. Yeah, you go. Madame Ode Nalibete, Bendu Charlotte. I will say, what did you get? What did you get? Glory, my father, say, what did you know? You are in my body. I don't know what you do, whatever I have yourself, or what you will. Have you? Yes, I'm not even. Miss Solange. You are in my body. I don't know what you do, whatever I have yourself, or what you will. Have you? Padrobe, il y a le monde Madina. Never you say, never day, oh yeah, and no summer. You will my new way, oh, I tell you, my oh, why? Never you say, never day, oh yeah, and no summer. You will my new way, oh, I tell you, my Sherry, I love you. Hey, Mon amour, I love you. Hey, c'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. J'ai ton amour. I say, I love you. Yeah. Mon bébé, I love you. Yeah. C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. C'est-à-dire, j'ai ton amour dans mon cœur. J'ai ton amour. Oh. Obeyo, kameyo, kiri, oh. Ah, yeah, oh, yeah. Aisha Karabwe, yes, yes. Je sais pas ce que je dis, je reviens plus tard. Elodie, la blanche. I love you. Mi querida, te quiero. Sí.
I love that one that Fatima. Go pop those popcorn. If possible, get a glass of cold wine. Today is what? Wednesday. It's a midweek right here from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio. I want to welcome all of our good friends follow up. Fatima, good to have you here. Always, Tenant Elia is marching in. The Breakable is here. And of course, my own sister, ma'am, Sister Rita, good evening. Good to have you. To Melvin Missing. Thank you to the southeastern side here with a legendary chloromine. Stay tuned. We're going to get this program going right here, right now, in a bit. Okay, let's pause this music. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. I'm Afonso Z, and so out of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV, we want to welcome each and everyone here this evening. Do us a favor, just look for the share icons on your device, iPad, iPhone, iNose, iFingers, whatever device you are using. So ultimately, I know there's a share button there. Just hit it, put it through into any group, and invite someone at your company and let them know Diaspora Informative News outlet Fair Balance is airing. So welcome the Adolphus Zorsenian. Good to have you here. And David Guer, Mr. Guer is in the house. Oh, breakable. If I call your name, who near? Oh, you know, you the beloved and trouble child on this network here. So there's no way that we can do this thing without calling your name. Okay, let me just put it into context. Breakable. Good evening and welcome. Good to have you here. We know our folks that are always here. Treconte is marching on from North Dakota. All right, Treconte. Hopefully, I want to be jumping your end there soon at some point in time. We don't know yet. We say good evening, so welcome. The good thing about tonight here, all of you, Breakable, you're going to be a free man. Your civil liberty is going to be restored. From Monday to Tuesday. You guys, your rights literally been trampled on by the liberal and his group of Minnesota politicians who are doing everything possible. The Moja group and all of that to seize the liberties of this network. But interestingly, we are not going to allow that. Marla Jones and I, we're going to stand up to these people so that they can have their way here, because this is what they want to do. We can allow that. We are aimed to this society. People must be able to express their will, their thoughts, whether we agree or disagree. Welcome, cause Ellis John Alexander Kuyage is based in North Carolina, right there. Man, I've not had a chance to talk to you, but I know you guys went through a really, really tough time. Our prayers and thought. The late Duba Jr. Last week, I know it was a very, very, very painful situation. Mother passed, making preparation for mother to be laid to rest, and the son passed within that same time. Sometimes it's just so difficult to comprehend how life goes and who to really question. But our prayers and thoughts out there, and I believe we are hearing it was people show out in good numbers, in good faith, to lay the brother and his mom to rest. That's just crazy. Sometimes you hear a story and you just wonder, is there someone up there that we are serving? But we can't question that. We just all in transit and passing through without us knowing exactly how, when. But it will. It's going to happen. We just do not know when and how and where it's going to take place. So, to the folks in North Carolina and the Duba family, other the good friends, we say our prayers and thought goes out to all of you, and I will pray that they will be, it's not easy. This is sort of stuff, and to tell somebody you'll be okay. It's just not natural. It's not something that people can just easily say, okay, but these are words meant to sort of encourage and motivate people, to give you strength, to find strength in the Lord. But it's tough. And I imagine what the wife is going through. It's crazy. Well, that's the society. That's how we look like. But we don't to say it. Our prayer goes out. let's do a little bit of housekeeping here. Oliver, good to have you here. Bidel, good to have you here. Mr. Steven, yeah, good to have you here. Yeah, Tricont, it's always going to be the good thing. It's always good when I'm here, but when the laborer is here, he creates a chaotic situation. Unfortunately, he has his own fan. I just can't believe that. He has his own fan. Oh, I think I left someone out here. Let me just get this link out and want to get this program going here. Tonight is All Things Considered right here this May week on the Diaspora Informative News Magazine, Liberia Public Radio, and LPR-TV. Their commitment to this network cannot be questioned. Every evening, afternoon, whatever time that we come on, you always hear to share your thoughts on this network, and that is very, very, very much great. Let me send this to the other guy here. So, Analysts, the link is out there. I'm not like I don't want to call me. I don't want to be the guy to start the trouble. Even though if I'm not even here, he always have the tendency to drag me into his tabata. We say good evening to welcome. This is All Things Considered right here on the Diaspora Informative News Magazine, Liberia Public Radio, and LPR-TV. Welcome to the show. Let's get a ball rolling right here and right now. Good evening. We want to welcome all our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you so much for joining us here. This is the building that you see behind me here, the building that has been making the news and a lot of things been happening. So that's the capital, the first branch of government. This is where the consequential decisions just took place. So we're going to dive into that. It's still fresh in the news, and we must talk that. And so we want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you so much for being here. Let's take a quick break here, and we will be back here as the analysts gradually assembling backstage to have this conversation ongoing. So, folks, just do all a favor. Share the video, hit the live video icon, and tell someone LPR is live. Okay, we want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. Thank you so much for being here. As usual, this is the Diaspora Informative News Magazine, Liberia Public Radio. Aliyu, good to have you. Angel Brown, good to have you here. If this is the first time, you will say you are wholeheartedly to welcome. Very shortly, the analysts are going to be here. Some are here already. And we're going to be having a conversation, but something new will be emerging right here on this network, what we call LPR-TV, to recap major news making headlines in Liberia from the local dailies. And our man, Dr. Mala Jones, is going to be the one to recap some of those news making headlines in Liberia in a brief summary, so as to get you a snack piece, a sort of a take-home process at the end of the conversation. And he will recap that. Coming soon right here on LPR. And it might kick off this evening. there you have it. And we're going to be having that here. Just wait and see it and look how it's going to look like. And we will be having this conversation. Okay. Mr. Jerry Bacon, one of the Boasians on this network, one of the liberal recruits. They're here, and we will engage them. We intend not to leave no one behind. So let me go to him brinking. He's right here within the ocean state of Rhode Island, just within proximity. Let me bring in Mr. Bacon, and we will get this ball rolling here this evening. We just elevate your goods. All right. I love that navy blue tie, sweater, jacket, and stuff like that. Good evening, Mr. Bacon. Welcome.
Thank you. I know the priest is not. I hope not anything sneaking in there, so that's all right.
I try to be nice now.
I mean, that's a Liberian flag, that's a blue. So at least I wear the blue. That's fine.
Liberian flag. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. The liberal is seeing with a blanket, hell of a big flag. Behind him profess to be a mold.
Liberian. Try to pull my set up. Okay, that's good.
Being Liberian, know that any other person, which is not the case, always here, but try to trample on people's civil liberties and stuff like that. Okay, Mr. Bacon, good evening. It's good to have you here.
Wonderful to be here.
Yeah.
As we wait the arrival of the other analysts to be here, it's nice being here.
Okay, so let's do a little bit of housekeeping here. How your day go? How was the day so far? Today is
wonderful. The weather was nice. At least we're getting back to spring, so we are excited. For the spring is coming up.
You guys wanted to come in the cold. You're in the cold now again, and then you're talking about weather. The weather has not been nice.
Oh no, it's been nice. It's been nice for the past 2 days now. So it's good comparing to a couple of days ago, rain the whole of last week. So on the East Coast, it's much better.
Okay, and we're going to be bringing something new here to LPR-TV to recap. So very creative, innovative creation by Dr. Marley Jones. Jones and I, we are the two voices, more or less. If you talk to any of the followers on this LPR here, we speak for them, unlike you and your guy liberal. You guys want it your way, and you try to be the fixer even when it needs not to be fixed. You try to fix it, but we understand politics is more or less as taking over people's natural existence and doing other things. So it's good. But we're still engaged here, so we value your views, your opinion, and that's the beauty of this network. Am I going wrong?
Oh no. Listen. I think probably you have been in America for a little bit or for a little while, or I don't know how long you've been here, but the question was, when I came to America, they used to have they call it crossfire. Crossfire, Pa Buchanan.
Yeah, crossfire, yes. And even this guy, James Carvot and
thank you.
And Paul Bigalat.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's good. So I let her have.
So you try to label me as one of them? Am I causing?
No. I said crossfire. That's good. Crossfire was one of the good. When I came to America newly.
Good to have you here, James. Good to have you here this evening. I try to engage. Wait, are you a liberal or what? What's your stand? I don't know because you hang.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh no. Listen, I'm an independent.
What, pen?
Independent.
How can you be independent?
What do you mean? I said I'm independent, then you determine what my starter is. I'm telling you I'm an independent.
Yeah, you just proved to me what makes you an independent. You don't sound like an independent guy.
Look, I vote on the issues. I talk on the issues that affect Liberia and the citizens of our country. This is what I talk about. The bread and butter issues.
So this is where your independent lies.
Oh yeah. Look, I will speak as an independent individual. I do not belong to any political party in Liberia. I once belonged to a political party, but at this time I have no more affiliation with any political party. Like I said, I supported
what went wrong in the party, why you left the party. This is what you guys do. You go there, you cause trouble, and you leave, and they say, "Oh, and then they are independent." That's not who we are. Mali and I will took a definitive positions of
So we probably belong to. So which party belong to?
who?
You. We probably belong to.
I belong to the Party of the Republic of Liberia. Unlike you support a particular candidate, so your independence, your independency is compromised.
No. It is not. It is not.
How can you support someone, which of course you have the right, nothing wrong with it. So you can't be in two places at the same time. You can't have a side. You can't have a side and then say you are independent. Your judgments, your analysis, your opinions will be biased.
No, I mean that's your perception. But what I'm saying, I'm independent. I vote on the issues. I speak on the issue, the contents that will affect the future of our nation, that are affecting our youth, our women, our students, and the list go on. But the question here is, look, let me be clear. I will say it and I will say it again. I have no regret to be founding member of CDC because
you're sounding like Yaka Kaluba now. I'm not regret.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that yet. No, but listen, I have no shame.
I didn't accuse you. Why you?
No, because I know most of the time you always try to pin me down about CDC. But let me make it clear to you. Listen, those are out there. This is Jerry Manuel Barker. I was a founding member of CDC. I will not deny it. And people who know me, that's true for my principle. I knew I was in bed with CDC, but as time came, I decided, I said, you know what? This is not working for me. This is not what we found.
If you're going to give the triplets, and then China did it all around. So they're not going to bear alone.
You can call Abatoba. He was the last chairperson that served on it. I served for 14 years as a chairman for Rhode Island Caribbean Committee. So I played a significant role in CDC.
I know.
Okay, so, but when the time came to make that decision, I supported Barker because I felt Barker was the right person to rescue Liberia, make sure that.
So I'm wondering, for those of you, we kind of doing a little bit house brushing here before we get to your main talking point tonight, is all things considered. And we hope to open the lines as well to engage the audience with this whole war crime and all of the drama that is going on. So people, what were your own, let me not just put you in the category of others.
Sure, go ahead.
What was your own judgment making those sort of political decisions? What did you take into consideration? I'm giving my support. You confide in this person, you believe in his political ideology, and out of a sudden, the keynote capsized. What went wrong?
Well, look, listen. Which one are you talking about? The CDC or the current president? Which one?
I can't talk. The current president succeeded. You just came through. So I'm talking about the CDC. Okay, the CDC that you brought on us, and then you end up turning your back.
You sound like my older brother. You say you're suffocated with CDC in our truck.
Yeah, we start talking that thing, and you're never listening. And then
you sound like my older brother. You say you're suffocated with CDC in our truck, and now you're back up. But listen, all sincereness. I can give you people who I think at that time that would have Liberia heart. I was in my maybe early 40s, and when we started CDC, or maybe even late 30. But the point was, we felt at that time as a young people that wanted to make a difference.
You felt at that time.
Yeah. Personally, for me at that time,
Dr. Jones,
you want to make a difference. Well, let me finish now. You ask me. Yeah. Okay. I don't have doctor degrees, so the doctor is here. So you want to over harass me, that's fine. Go ahead.
I can tell you Wednesday night.
I was in the middle of making my. Well, go ahead, doctor.
No,
I
no,
zip it up. Let it.
no,
I thought them. So you brought the doctor on. So let me just keep quiet.
no, go ahead.
Arajun, it's all
No,
yours.
Although I may have frying this pork, so I just conclude the frying.
No,
go
but
ahead, Mr. Barker.
look, CDC, we have potential people, very smart, brilliant people, that really don't want to make a difference in CDC call. And we challenge Madam Sali to hold her feet to the fire. But as time go back, some of us, the diverse, the vision, and the principles which CDC were formed on. And some of us thought that, you know what, I'd rather take my losses now than to continue with the part the CDC is going on. I can give you some instances. One of the instances I can tell you, when they started putting cascade.
Let's hold it right there. The conversation is about to get on the way.
Thank you.
Good evening, folks. We want to welcome our viewers and listeners across the globe. The analysts, they are now assembled cross country right here in the USA, right here in the Ocean State. It's Mr. Jerry Bacon, the senior security analyst of the Republic Radio. Mr. Terry Collins, the senior political analyst based in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Hey, my good friend, partner in progress, the two voices that stand up for the right, for justice, equality, fairness, making the news proportional. And this is why they always try to sanction him when I am not here. Dr. Molly Jones is based right here in the Ocean State of Rhode Island. That good to have you here to welcome to the show. And I think we're going to have a good conversation here. There are some other drum beats are going here. So we want to see what we want to take a holistic review and listen to some of this thing here. Oh my goodness, what a night here! The man on the far right is here, Amos George. Still trying to elevate his percentage. I don't know that. I know that 2020, 2020 now. Yeah. The labor is hauling over to Ambassador Joseph Boyka, but he knows people from Georgia, you can't easily get them over. Amos George is here. Hi George, good evening, good to have you. Okay,
good evening to all of you. How you doing?
Great. This is all things considered, of course. You guys gonna get to your own talking point, but something seems to get the attentions and the interpretations to the outside world, not outside world, within the different political spheres, individuals, commentators, analysts. It varies from all angles. They cite A, they see A, they give a different interpretation. And I want to give the opportunity to this brilliant team so far, free thinkers, to give their own analysis. We're going to play it, we're going to pause, we want the listeners to also see it, and let's see what we can get a take from them. And hopefully tonight program, let's maintain civility here, no intrusions, no interruption. Those are the law. This is not the liberal. And so let's go to Terry's and Jerry Bacon. To your privileges here tonight. You gotta walk the far line. If I say 1 minute for you, it's 1 minute.
The Washington.
Jones carrying 10 minutes, it's 10 minutes. All fingers are not equal. There are certain places you impose curfew, there are other places you declare state of emergency or whatever it is. But Jones Land, you see the setup behind him? It's a beautiful city, so we can see how everything is okay. Is that Josh? We have picture behind you, Jones. Are you still talking about Boyka? Are you and Josh? We have picture there?
Oh no.
No, not you, not Jones. I'm talking about Jared, Mr. Bacon. Mr. Bacon, is that you and former President?
Excuse me, Libra. Why are you asking that question? It's a foregone conclusion.
That is my brother-in-law, my son-in-law, and my grandson and myself.
Oh, you know before that other picture. Okay, yeah. Okay, guys, I want us to listen to this. This seems to be a conversation. Is it making sense? Is it too late? What was his political thinking? What was going through his mind? There seems to be some sort of political flashback, and I think he finds the best venue to throw it out. But the recipients, the audience, and political commentator is being dissected in different forms and different shapes. And I think it is fair balance to give the analysts themselves the opportunity to listen to this. This is Senator Edwin Melvin Snow making his case.
The only reason you put me on sanction was married, if getting married to somebody will put you on sanction, and that's justice. Sorry, nobody interrogated them. Today, some of our colleagues saying now in the session today, I placed one on sanction, and in the sanction regime, they say, "Oh, you talk to your colleagues," and when they see you talking to them, you are threatening to go on sanction. If that's why we are signing this economic crime code for today, I will sign it. But let justice be done. At least today, we're talking about taking people to court. They are putting our colleagues on sanction here today. And people are rejoicing with all due process. They went to the Supreme Court and asked the Supreme Court to disbar Mr. Bani Sherman because he on sanction will not practice law in Nigeria without due process. And when he thought they said to put you on sanction, I'm ready today to go on sanction. But let us speak justice. Let us speak justice. Okay? This country, whether we like it or not, is divided on green and blue lines today. Take it anywhere. Liberia is perhaps more divided than ever been. Or blue line or green lines. And like my colleague from Great Legend said, our agenda is war and economic crime code. One more. I went to Zoe Penal home in Benjamin, visiting him. And I saw where Zoe comes from. Zoe is a nephew of the late Samuel Zoe, who was killed by Chris Johnson. Today in our session, Zoe Penal and Chris Johnson share seat. They're not fighting each other. Or want justice or world crime court. We support them. In 2005, 2006, when I was elected here as Speaker, the Secretary of the Senate is sitting there, same way. The late Kabah, former chief clerk, is so rest in peace. And the Sergeant at Arms were preparing the Capitol grounds for inauguration. And as we went in the left corner, that area behind the Speaker office down there in the fence to clean that place, protect. Maybe some of you don't know. That place in this Capitol building yard is nothing but skeleton and skull. Today is still there. They tell you, say people that were killed for the marching from LU, from the unknown soldiers, their body was dropped in this Capitol building yard. We have not even had the courage when the Inauguration day, we do not have graves to go and clean out. For protest today, if war and economic crime code is a solution for a new Liberia, I stand with that solution for you. I'm a child, as Daba Baba said, of Mama River Breaking. When I was born there, my parents went there for over 30 years and retired. Our people still have not received the just benefit for retirement. Some of them had died. My mom and I went there, my father has died, my mother still alive. Thousands of our people have not even been paid. But we're talking about economic. Where is the economic plan? Where? So, Coach, I don't want to take the entire day to talk about this. But I hope that today is not just for political charade. We want a camera. We're afraid that Mr. Allingware is here, so we're afraid. I'm not afraid. If I leave Mr. Well, you're asking what I'm saying. Because I believe his objective is to look for the chancellor people. And I don't know if it's a U.S. government project or it's an NGO project. Mostly NGO. Because I'm not signing out of threat. I'm signing because I want to see the breath, the real breath of the new Liberia. And we are honest about this. We are prepared to do it. I was speaker in this country when Mr. Charles Taylor was arrested brought to Round Field, taken to Sierra Leone. I was in Manasali office that day when the National Security Advisor, what did they say? President Obasanjo was about to land in New York for the Security Council UN General Assembly. They refused for Obasanjo to get out of the plane until Chancellor was turned over. And that day they said, if the Chancellor is turned over, America will do this in Liberia. And this will happen in Liberia. That will happen in Liberia. The Chancellor is in prison. Nothing has happened here. Got 50,000 textbooks. Our people still go to the US embassy and stay under the rain and the sun. So I'll be denied US visa or giving 3 months single entry visa when our friends from neighboring Sierra Leone and Cote d'Ivoire, they're 10 and 5 years visa in the passport. That's why I tell you because we can get American people one year entry in Liberia, now they can go. That's a lie. That's a lie. How can we be the product of the United States of America and we are then teaching them as Americans and we are brothers?
Well, guys, what a political spill out. What this message? There are so many words used. There are so many flashback came to memory, and but the interpretation, the assertion out there with Senator Snow. Obviously, we are in a divided and polarized society, so it's gonna be various at all times. We'll restrain ourselves to get these conversations. Let's bring in one of the reactions. Now we get reactions, and I don't know which category to put semi-reaction, no, semi-reactions, Terry. But let me just mention
See my blushes.
reactions, with the liberal and that of back on their pro-reaction. And of course, Eric is senior diplomat reactions, besides Mali Jones. Gentlemen, good evening. Welcome to the show. I guess we have seen this video peruse. We also this testimony. What is this guy? What is his message? I want us to decide in your own political view. What is he laying out? Is there some sort of political mantra is he laying out for the future? What is he saying? He made reference to that of Alan Whitebean there. If he knew, maybe the game was all over. But let's get this whole thing here. It seems to be some sort of caveat sending a reminder how the former president, he being a strong ally to Charles Taylor. We all know the relationship. Edwin Snow, when it comes to Charles Taylor, bringing all of this here, what is he trying to evoke or what is he trying to bring into memory? This is quite interesting. It's much deeper, and we are getting a lot of information. But let's get a ball. Let's get a ball rolling right now. Jared Barcon, let me just bring you in here. You listen to Edwin Mervyn Snow making the argument.
You know,
What do you think was going through his mind?
you know, Senator Snow, former representative, former how do you call it? Former speaker. Maybe he had forgotten when he was speaker, like he alluded to. Look, I listened to him today, and I followed the activities. The point at listening and what I got from Snow is, look, don't be afraid. If you are a sitting senator, speak as a senator. Don't speak on your emotion. That's why you have the freedom when you are in that chamber to speak your mind. Let me put it to a historical perspective. Talbot addressed the United Nations. They told America or the whole world that Liberia be a sovereign nation. And after his speech, what happened? Dole came, the same thing.
Want to pay American Day.
Charles Taylor came, the same thing. So, Mr. Snow, be careful what you wish for. Look, the World Economic Crime Court, it is strange to us. We have not had such a thing in our country before. I can remember before the war started, it was rumors that a rebel were coming. If you can recall, rebel were coming to Liberia. We always said, oh, rebel coming, rebel coming, rebel coming. So what happened in our country today? So, Mr. Snow, Senator Snow, please be a man of integrity, be a man with resolution. You are a senator.
Okay.
What have you done? 1 second, please.
Yeah, this thing spin quickly before you guys get to your talking point. But go ahead. Tell us second.
I'll pause.
Tell us second.
Yeah, look at his legacy. The man was representative for 6, 7 years or for 12 years before he became senator. What his legacy? I'll pause.
Yeah, you asked a consequential questions, what his legacy is. So let me reconstruct my questions and then go down to Terry Collins. Terry, look, I guess you listen to this. We all news freak. Does Senator Snow, does he have a point? Is he making some logical argument here, regardless of our own or people's own political differences and stuff like that? But is he making some logical point?
Yeah, I think that Mr. Snow came out as aggressive, and I think the aggression came from this when he saw Allen White and other people. That is where his aggression came from, because apparently he don't like the guy because there's a history of, you remember he made mention of Charles Taylor, and he believed Allen White was behind the arrest of Charles Taylor. We placed Charles Taylor behind bars. And obviously Edwin Snow was made from Charles Taylor. Charles Taylor made him to be who he is today, brought him to the limelight, exposed him to politics, gave him the opportunity to be able to express himself. And as a result, the Liberian people pick him up. And since then, he has been flying on high wings. So I think that is where the aggression came from. But the aggression brought something out of him that he had been keeping for very long. And I think
trying to find a perfect venue to spill it out.
Yes, and I think we have to listen to him. Like I was saying today, that sometimes God can use your enemy to tell you the truth. All you need to do is listen. Sometimes it don't have to be the right messenger to tell you the right message. You understand? Like a biblical story, God used a donkey to speak to a prophet. So like people say, Edwin Snow is not the right messenger. Who determined that? This man was sanctioned by the senior United States government, and later on they came back and lifted the sanction. They may have suffered. Let's agree. He got a bypass, he got a record, everybody knows that and all that. I agree. He corrupt, I agree. But think about what he went through too as a person, the humiliation from the West. You understand? And he was vindicated. All right. And this guy had been making himself. Today, he's worked with the ECOWAS parliament.
Okay.
He's making a lot of gains.
Okay.
But his accession, right? His accessions today really surprised me, because there were some things he said I already learned from it. And if that is true, it's troubling. Like what he said about the visa stuff. You're giving Liberian people 3 months visa. He said something even about Ellen today. He said on OKFM. He said Ellen went to the embassy to get visa to give her 3 months visa stay. But in Ghana and other countries, West African countries, they're giving them 10 years, they're giving them 5 years. So if that is true, what is America? What is the West really thinking about Liberia? We got to look at that. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good question. And let's keep it succinct. We are in a crowded house so that everybody's going to speak around it. Elvis, I saw you whacking your hairs and all of that. Like you already in disagreement with Terry, which of course I don't know. I don't know why the two shins can't agree together. I have no idea. But should we develop a mind to listen and pause and listen to Edwin Snow, or is Edwin Snow in another form contest try to gain some sort of political relevance ahead of something that we do not know? You know, politicians get a unique way of communicating and saying it so that they can make a reflection. Remember XYZ time, this is what I said, and people did not listen to me. He turned that sort of braver political hat and pointed a finger at Alan White. And we all know Alan White's involvement is not hitting. So I'm wondering here, was he a surprise? Did the member didn't know that Alan White or other members from these being in the advocacy that they will be present there? I'm not sure whether there's a limitation, but usually major public hearings, people can go there though, but there's something that is troubling to me, my own view. I'm going to come to that, but let me just let you guys play out here. Through here, your side of the story with the session by Senator Evan.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Sewell, and hello to the rest of the panelists. You know, there's that old idiom that a hit dog holler, and that's what Edwin Snow is doing. He's hollering right now because he knows what's coming for him down the line. Let me just give you a brief synopsis of his history. Most people know his history. Edwin Melvin Snow was the youth chairman of the NPP under Charles Taylor. He subsequently wanted to marry Charles Taylor's daughter, Charlene Taylor. They had a family. Charles Taylor appointed him to LPR-TV. We're all in Liberia during the time when Ellie Snow was the chairman of LPR-TV, the oil company there in Liberia, or refinery in Liberia there. And we know how he became so wealthy. We saw his house. I was living in Hong Kong time back road. We used to walk to go around his house there, around Chucky Taylor house, on the back road there, on the bypass. So we know who Edwin Snow was. We know the reputation he had. Some scandalous things were coming out, about him. We know the kind of personality he is. And just to correct you, Terry, the United States never sanctioned Edwin Snow. It was the UN sanction that came in with the one with Bernard Ure, Charles Taylor, all the other. So the UN sanctioned him, but he knows that the US has been threatening to sanction him. That's why you saw you were mentioning that because he's associating with sanctioned officials, they're threatening to sanction him, but that's not why. Nobody can be naive and gullible to think that simply based on your association, the US government is going to sanction you. It's going to be things that you've done in the past that warrant sanction. That's why they will warn you first. And if you don't desist from it, they're going to sanction you. But he knows definitely he's going to be one of the names. If there's another list of sanctions coming out, more than likely his name is going to be on it because they know the kind of wheeling and dealing he's done in the country. He's a power broker, and he's involved in pay for play. So we know all of that. The issue of Alan White, look, in Africa, we know that the political will is very, very low when it comes to getting things done for the people in the people's interest. How do you think Sierra Leone got their court? You think because the Sierra Leone were so vigorous about their court? They had some apprehensions, just as we do in Liberia, but the likes of Alan White and others were the one that kind of put things in play, got the ball rolling, and was able to, to get them to establish this court for Sierra Leone. So we need people like Alan White in our country because we know what can happen when we have no external pressure, when we have no intermediaries going, between the United States government and the Liberian government. These things don't happen. So Alan White, yes, he may have some ulterior motives, but the reality is he has been pushing for this. We saw that he met with Joseph Boyka, he became big, headline in the country. He said he was going to be, going along every step of the process to make sure that it's implemented. And he's just doing that, what he promised. So nobody should sit here and say that it's because of Alan White we're having a war crimes court. No. Alan White don't have that kind of influence over the entire House and the entire Senate. The Liberian people want it, and Alan White also wants it. So we're in concurrence with what we want, and he's just sitting there to watch the process. So nobody should blame him for any kind of meddling in our affairs. I'll leave it there.
Thank you so much. In the early stages of this conversation, what a divided horse. Let's see who's going to be the deal breaker here. Amos George is smiling. I'm reserving my guy because we are the only independent voices. All of you, Tabata, ever going at Terry because Terry is washing, he's washing. Jerry back on there want to be the deal breaker and all of that. But let's go to this 1.5% Cummins guy here. Let's see which side you're going to follow. Amos George.
Yeah.
Is he speaking in a specific or unique tone that we do not understand, we do not get? Politicians have a specific way of communicating. Is there something that he tries to forecast that you don't know about? I don't know. He said, oh, you want to sanction me, you sanction me. He went down that road. Is he kind of like unveiling himself so that, because if anything were to come, like Ever said, you see, that's what they wanted to do. This is what they have done. What is he Snow communicating?
I don't know. But I want to take Evan Snow to memory lane. The last, I think one of the interview chats that the last interview or what? The guy asked him what was his biggest mistake he ever made. He said, not working with the United States.
Yes.
It's there. But everyone's looking at school some of us. What he said there, he's not a man.
He's not what?
He's not a man.
So who?
For some people that just show he put it on. Yeah. Because here's the thing. He said if he knew that Aaron White was in the chamber, he wasn't going to come to sign that paper. But you're right there. Nobody forced you. You had a right to say, no, what? With the person, I'm not signing the paper. I'm already signed. You say what?
I don't know, but go ahead, Papa.
He said that if I went somewhere where I work, I have a position, and I go and see somebody there, and I say, you know what? This guy, I ain't signing the document because I don't want to see him here. Nobody will force me to sign it. He didn't work for Allen White. I don't work for Allen. In other words, he's not working for Allen White. He's not employed by Allen White. So if he was man enough, that's why he was saying, you know what? When you present, I'm not signing the document. But he signed it. Posturing for what? He doesn't even know the history. He said 1980, 13 people were executed. But Edwin Snow, for 133 years, 5% of the population was ruling 95% for 133 years. Do you know the history of Liberia during that 133 years? And there was a coup. You now want to take it to say, those people, there was nothing wrong in Liberia, they just overthrew the government and killed them. And so, do you know what they call porter? Do you know that they used to put people knee on the rock for hot tags? They try to look at the sun for hot tags and snow. Do you know? Look, this guy, that was a show. Maybe he has an ambition for 2029. Maybe that's why he's trying to position himself now, but he must take it. So let me say this in short. He mentioned sanction. Aaron Snow. He said Firestone official was the cordon on and he said he would not talk to Mangel because they were on sanction. And the Firestone official walked out of the meeting. Now, if you know that these people walk out of the meeting and they are in your country and say they cannot do business with somebody, what is your duty to do? What was the position you took? You come order to make for nothing noise? What bill have you proffered for bombing to benefit from? You make almost $12,000, $15,000. Have you said, you know what happened? I will proffer a bill so we can reduce ourselves, so we can make sure we got more people in the classroom and hospital. Have you done that? And you want to come and tell people what America is doing?
Let me hold you right there.
Come on, man. I can go on, man, but
So, Dr. Jones.
Yes, sir.
This is a convoluted one, and the interpretation obviously will be varies depending who you talk to, whether someone from the right or from the left or in the middle or blue or green. It's a convoluted one. Is there some sort of
Wearing Silesian color
setting
tonight.
some sort of stage here to serve as a side distraction to the process? Edwin Snow, why is he communicating like that? Or was he not aware that Allen White going to be in that building? Is that where his frustrations? What does he try to recap?
Well, before I go to that, I just want to allude to the fact that to give credit to the man of God or Terry on the show tonight, because
Oh God.
I just taking his line of thought, because God has a way of eluding the mind of the most corrupt and the hardened mind. The reason why
Thank
the
you,
Holy
Doctor.
Spirit entered the legislature and they got crazy and they all signing that thing unconsciously. Now
Right.
they're coming back. Probably maybe late, but I think the Holy Spirit really working now. But anyway,
Lord, man,
The
that's a
deacon,
marriage
the
joke.
doctor, go ahead, fire.
so it seems to be we need to be mindful. Most of Helen Snow personality going to appear in the drama. Yes, but it's late. The signature is already there. But I just wanted to make one or two point of correction for Erin Snow. He said what the war crime is all about. The war crime, the war economic crime code, it's not about solution. It's about precedent. So that one thing Ellen Snow need to take home is about precedent. Two, he said, turning Charles Taylor over what they got, nothing. He just told the Liberian people a big lie. According to Global Leadership Foundation International Stroke Helen donation, Helen government
16
attracted
billion.
over $16 billion in foreign direct aid. So
Yes.
every Snow got to take that into record. The records are there. The first government ever in Liberia to ever receive such a rare financial shower, first time in the history. And we can go down what some of those listings are for, facing school and other things, extra money coming. All right. And two, Edwin Snow asked and said, what is the economic crime code? What is it? He doesn't know how he pronounce LPR-TV. Is he sleeping? This is the reason why I said the Holy Spirit had taken over this house, and that's the good thing. Edwin Snow will be on the line to account for LPR-TV because that's where his riches started from.
Do you want to add LFA there as well?
Well, no, the first person the Holy Spirit called that Edwin, so not just leave it there. More are on it.
No, I mean, I said, do you want to add
Yeah,
another
you are
LFA as well? All of that, you want to?
See, I don't even know why you're asking that question. By the time they start with LPR-TV, the road will continue. The fight will start leading them so many places. Yes.
Okay, this is
so,
all.
But the question of he crying foul is like, I don't know what I really don't know what is on his mind. If he had not signed this document, my approach to him tonight would have been different. But what he signed, he was able to sign that document. I don't regret. They are regretting for already signing this document. To be very frank with you.
On the other side, we have been told by multiple people to, you know, Uncle saying, these people, they get a way to strangulate you, whether you like it or not. Whether it's your own government, you voted, they never voted, there's a way. We saw what happened in the case of Jonathan Goodluck when they were pushing their agenda. We saw what happened. And his presence, okay, before you guys get to your point there, his presence, Alan White, and not just only Alan White, all of those people that were advocating there. Let's take a holistic conversation to genuine put aside our political governments and give you a conversation. Their presence, other people have different feelings, other people have different interpretation. And of course, you even in your state, if there's any public hearing, all you need to do, you tell the people you can go there and then witness it. I don't know. But the only thing what I see, I thought the Senate leadership perhaps could have made more argument to invite, if not all, but to invite very few people that could be identified that were grossly hurt. We all got a share of it, everyone. No one can say, oh, this other one pain is more than, but to have some real-time live witnesses to see what their lawmakers, some of the things that can happen. And I think that one of the things they need to be pushing, because it looked like in that house, this bidding will be, the 103 men and women supposedly should be the wise people, should be the one to determine our attorneys, our lawyers, whether we voted for or not, to adopt this sort of policy or system to create a more awareness for people to go and see how their leaders debate. They could have maybe extended invitation to few people and see, their argument. Perhaps that will help to create something new here. But let's get to our conversation here. And I know this is all things considered. I decided to inside this here because this whole snow thing here become a whole ballad out there in the community. So let's start afresh here. And let me start from the middle, the reactions. Evis, what do you have on your docket? I also said what? They said the cited Representative Caliber?
Yeah.
I think it's censured here, right?
That's the cited him, right? They asked him to appear. But anyway, let's hear your talking points yet. What are you considering today? Too much ongoing.
My consideration right now is a broader topic, but I will narrow it to Liberia. What people like to refer to as the world order, meaning how things are done. The process and the hierarchy of this world as we know it, whether it's political or military. We as Liberians like to think we should be on equal footing with every country in the world. That's idealistic. I saw some rankings. It's disparaging, but I did a little more research, and it seems to be backed up by statistics. In the entire world, they say Liberia has the second least IQ, intelligent quotient, meaning how smart people are, how well they can comprehend and intellectualize things. We have the second lowest, next to Nepal, which is number one. So when I look at things, and when we try to come on platforms, or other people in Liberia are trying to puff up as if to say we are being treated unfairly, the West is Rick rolling us, they're making us do things that we don't really want to do. Look, you have to understand the world order. You have to understand how things work on this planet. And when it comes to that totem pole, Liberia is almost at the very, very bottom. So you always have other people taking decision over your head, regardless of your sovereignty. So that's the thing that's really bothering me. The fact that our people, some of us who sit on this platform and other platforms, don't seem to understand where we are on the world pecking order. We're at almost the very, very bottom. Very bottom. So nobody should stay and say, oh, we're a sovereign country, we should be able to do this. When you go begging people for handouts. For many years, when Ellen Johnson was in that country, our government officials were being subsidized by the United States and other foreign nationals. That's a risk to your own sovereignty. Other people, other foreign nation, independent sovereign foreign nation is paying your salary, and you think you're on the same level as even countries like Ivory Coast, let alone Ghana, or you're talking about United States that should be on equal footing with them. It doesn't work like that. So we need to understand our pecking order in the world order and know that we're at the very bottom until we raise ourselves up economically and even politically. We'll be at that very bottom. Other people will make decisions over our head. We'll have no other option but to accept it.
Okay, so all right, Murray Jones, Mr. Bacon. Sorry, no, Murray. I'll come to Dr. Jones later. Let's hear you. What are you considering?
You know, I listened to two powerful senators proclaimed to be my senator from Nima County, Prince Johnson today. He had a press conference in regards to the war crime court. Look, I don't know why they are so panicked. It's a resolution. They have to go to they come from the upper house, they go to the lower house, and before it be sent to the president. And I listened to Mr. Johnson today, and he playing the victim that he is the only person that the war crime court is looking for. And yes, no, where he been all the years. And the war crime court is not just something that just started yesterday. It's something that been in the making for all the years. They've been talking about it. War crime court is coming. That's what I said from the beginning. The same thing will say, oh, rebel coming, rebel coming. War crime court is already here. So what is your point? Where have you been all the years? If you know you have some opposition or you have some reservation about the war crime court, you are a sitting senator, for Christ's sake. You're a former representative. You are a former speaker. In fact, let me go back a little bit. You, the speaker, third person in power for the presidency. You agree before the bill is passed. So when you were speaker, you never heard about this wonderful war crime court? What you do about it? As a speaker, you bring bills on the floor to be debated. Now today, you're playing like, because Alan White came to the place. You are a sitting senator. Tell him, say, you know what, I take that nonsense from in front of me. I'm not going to stand it. Nobody put a gun to your head. Huh? Stand your ground. Huh? You are the senator. For Christ's sake. You had a right to federal bossy. You can stay on that floor today for 10, 20 hours. You know what? A federal bossy meeting here, and it's not going to be done. Stand your ground, Mr. Snow. Don't fool the Liberian people. You know your position. What are you doing this? To the Liberian people, why are you playing our intelligence? You know who you are? You're playing the victim.
That's not the role you should be playing. Okay, Dr. Jones.
Yes, sir.
Before you get to your point, I back on to Jerry inserted something here. So politicians, like I said, now Prince Johnson is speaking somewhere, talking to other people because he's something that has been his inner part always on every time, and he said that he remember when he and that Senator Darrell Dillon had a sort of headbutt thing there. Anytime you see me, Christian, blah 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 more, we're not going to say all of that here. We know what's going on in the building there, but was it like he Johnson signed under duress because, and not just only that, there is also a component with this whole constitution thing. You're going to see at the end of the day, human rights people are going to come in. Prince Johnson, I believe he's 72 now, right? He's 72 now. With he, Bole, and all of those people. It's just some sort of second thought that came to mind. Okay, let me go into this thing here. Who knows, whatever come, considering my age, people want to intercept, people want to come in. Why would you guys want to put this 72-year-old man behind the bars? Is it too late for him? And not just only him.
Well, I think this is the good news here is that the executive branch of government is now going to take over the comprehensive legal framework to expand on this resolution. The executive branch of government is now going to define who's supposed to be hooked for economic crime. But here is my take. Let's just play the devil advocate role here tonight. LPR-TV is listed because it's from 1979. So in between there, let's say the whole LPR-TV, and they want to look into that place there. I don't know what would be the reaction of Snow again. I don't know, because he can do nothing about it. The foundation document has already been signed. He cannot go and take his signature back. So the executive is now going to define this document and give a comprehensive legal framework to it. Then it start moving, right? But here is my point. I think, okay, let me just leave it there. I just wanted to add a little bit to Elvis when he talked about Edwin Snow was not sanctioned by Uncle Sam. Let me tell you, man, you hear, I hear. Uncle Sam is the controller of the United Nations. When it comes to sanction, that is their vocabulary. Have you asked yourself, send that time up to today, why Edwin Snow, he come to the United States? Uncle Sam got a way of maneuvering many ways. They will say, CEO, throw this stone here and speak for yourself. We'll be behind you. But my only problem here is that I just hope this whole thing will not be mismanaged. Because when the thing is mismanaged, it's going to be a piece of mess for Liberia. Uncle Sam went to Libya. We know what happened there. Nothing can be fixed when they get there. We don't want them put on the mountain top. Later on, they move their hand out and we start fighting among ourselves. I hope not. All right. But anyway, we will get to that at a later date. This is what is on my plate tonight. The State Department released a comprehensive report on the state of affairs during 2022 and talk about a whole lot of things, the judiciary corruption, mismanagement, kickback, and so many other sectors of our society. My question here is the United Party going to pick clue in this document and take some corrective measure? That's my question. Because our judiciary is polluted. It is in the document. So many sectors of our country have been polluted. They are all in this document. Will it be a good thing for the United Party to review this document and make some corrective measure and carry on extensive judicial reform and actually look into some of the corruption that went in the past that is referred to by this document, and look to some of the mysterious killing and human rights violation that took place and intensified under the real government, for which he was called, I think, to America. Can we take some corrective measure into this document and work on a few things? That is my question tonight.
Okay. Amos George, you want to answer that question? Amos and Terry have answers to the question.
Okay, very good.
What are the answers? Terry?
Yeah, well, I think we already have enough on the plate to talk about, in as much as there are many other things to talk about, but the present situation emerging in the country, and I think Mr. Mali addressed my brother Elvis when we talk about Edwin Snow being sanctioned, even though I can't remember me saying that directly United Nations sanctioned Edwin Snow. But again, America influences many things. I think America invests more than 40%, if I'm not mistaken, into the United Nations. So they got a great influence over the UN. All right. But so that is what it is. Now, with the Prince Johnson scenario, all right, Prince Johnson said something about the Lofa Defense Force and how all those things will come up. Is there something he knows that we don't know? Maybe it is true that President Boyka was involved with the Lofa Defense Force group, because he made mention of A2 today. but so maybe something that we don't know. Yeah, but I want to defend Edwin Snow tonight, and I may sound very ridiculous,
Oh no.
like
Wow.
labor can say,
Oh
but I
boy.
want to defend Edwin Snow because I think that what Edwin Snow is saying, every Liberian know is true. And what I cannot stand with us is the ability to suppress the truth, knowing that this is our problem, and deflect to something else that we know is not really our problem. To me, it's hypocrisy. And I can't stand it. That is the reason why I get emotional as well. There was something that touched this brother. And like we said, Mr. Martin put it right there, the Holy Spirit. This man had already signed this document already before he saw what he need. Allen were in the background. All right, and got agitated. And maybe within that period of time that how God allowed him to speak up.
It brought flashback. This is
Flashback.
This is a dude who got my papa in the head there.
In the head. There's the guy who took the breath from our mouth. So it's time for me to address him so he can see it. But my question is, and I guess Alan was saying, my man, sound the thing, man. I guess that what Alan was saying, my man, hurry on and sound that thing because all that thing you're talking like for nothing. All right, but what we need to know here is that what is Liberia's problem? Is Liberia's problem entangled with some of the things that Edwin Snow say? You know, are we sure that some of the things Edwin Snow is saying is not true? And if it is true, we shouldn't listen to him because it is Edwin Snow. He stole the country money. He did that. So we shouldn't listen to him at all. But then how are we prepared to move forward? Because guess what? Whether you like it or not, Edwin Snow is representing you in the House of Senate. Whether you want to believe it or not, Edwin Snow is representing our entire county in the Liberia Senate. And where he is, you're not there. He's the only person that can do what he can do for you. So whether our people make mistake, he is the one representing all of us. So he's speaking on behalf of us, even if he's in the wrong. Just how he signed that document today, on behalf of us, even though he never wanted to sign it. So my thing is that, and I listened to him when he went to OKFM, and he really pulled out himself with calm. And his gesture was very calm and perfect. And he further explained. And we need to understand that, hey, our people who go to the embassy there, they stand under the ring, Mr. So. What is the United States doing about that? They stand under the ring. And when they go to that place, they don't even get visa. Do you know how many hundreds of Liberians that win DV and never get to receive visas, even though we are the greatest ally, one of the greatest allies to the United States? And he made some exceptions.
But there are criteria too attached to this thing, Terry.
I agree there are criteria, but there are criteria for other nations too.
You have to allow me to respond to him when I get a chance, please.
Yeah, let's
myself.
hold on one second.
Yeah. Terry.
Winning is just a minute part of it, but there are other criteria. But carry on, and then
I know, Mr. So before I came, I saw our people were in line. I know there are some common things, but these people these people are fed, some of them, most of them deliberately. Because I went to the embassy in 2021 to get my son to come. And the question the lady asked me, if God were not with me, that boy was not going to come to America. Because that question she was not even supposed to ask that question. And my son was on the express, he was on, the Senate from here wrote the letter to the embassy to give the boy visa. When I went there, the lady almost denied me. She told me to bring certain document that if I don't bring that document to prove that the boy is actually my son, I can't get him out. Even though I have displayed many other documents to prove that the man was my son.
No, but
important documents.
Yeah, but
Yeah, yeah. You want to say something, Mr. Two?
Yeah, there's they are you can go to any of your lawmakers. They are open. They do have immigration personnel and representatives, senator. They have assigned immigration personnel to address different variety, whether it is here, it is if you are different, whether it's in your country, they can take on those cases. They can write for you. They can help to push your case. They can help to expedite your case. I mean, it gives you a weight because it gives you a weight to do what, even if your passport, in the event, because I experienced it, in the event where your passport expires or whatever it is, if you talk to your state senator or representative, you can get an expedited passport with less than 2 days. You can do that. However, by then writing that does not in any way say because they send it there now, then every rule is going to be banned.
I agree. I agree. But what I'm saying is there were criteria that I met. What I'm trying to say is that one of the reasons why I believe most of Liberians do not get to make it is simply because of this War and Economic Crimes Court, Mr. So. And these are some of the reasons why we refuse to address. And some of these things, that is why the senator was trying to pull out. That some of the reasons why some of these things don't happen for us and it's not really happening for us is because there are certain things the West want us to do that we have not yet done. And until we can get those things done, certain things, even our people will not benefit. That's my point.
All right. Yeah, okay. The worst and the worst, and what about they will always be influential into our daily life because everything is out of them. But Amos George, you seem to have a big, huge divide with Terry here. I don't think it's going down well with you. But what's your version?
Terry is entitled to his opinion, but that's not a fact, so I don't want to argue with. But I don't know what Terry has ever traveled to Ghana, Nigeria, Ivory Coast to see the U.S. Embassy have people line up outside for visa. Have you seen those? Have you gone to any other country and see the embassy? Whether the guy plays bill for them?
In Ivory Coast. Our in Ivory Coast. Our in Sierra Leone. Our in Ivory Coast.
The guy plays bill for them. I want to go to sit down there to wait outside. Look,
well,
we have to be very.
I'm coming now. Our in Ghana, there were places there who used to stand outside the fence to go to the when they were doing the resettlement program. UNHCR.
I'm asking this question because I know I've been to those countries. I haven't seen anything there like that. So the scenario you're pushing here is not right because it doesn't exist in those countries. So Liberia is no exception.
Okay.
So let me make that clear. Every single again I will say he's posturing. He's not serious. Go and look at the videotape. And sometimes I know there's sentiment we gotta get away from it. When he listen to Ellen, he said, her phone people told him that Aaron were already in the building. People informed him. And you see Aaron standing, he looking over the ground, he could see Aaron White. He's not everybody he come to do the kind of posturing and people want you want men like me to buy into that crap? No. That's crap. Let me say this. Prince Johnson said something today. He said the War and Economic Crime Code was no part of the rescue team agenda. They didn't keep on it. Prince Johnson, that's a lie. Go check BBC. I mean, Joseph Walker and VOA. He was there. He said it. And I think his social message, he mentioned it again. So don't come and say it was not part of it. This is what you people you say they want to be leader and continue to mislead the people. Joseph Walker just heard one of his things he said over and over during the campaign. He said it. So Prince, you can't come and say, oh no, it was not part of the campaign. No. He said it for, and Jeremiah, your own son, Jeremiah couldn't say what. He supported the War and Economic Crime Court. You were ambassador. He spoke about it. So it was not hearing Prince Johnson. Go and play those tapes. The next one I want to mention, he said that, you see, the War and Economic Crime Code, he said they had given the lower house some money to pass the resolution. That's Prince Johnson's exception, that part of his exception. Look, I don't care. If they get that money, you don't have to take a Prince Johnson. You got your vote. You're entitled to it. You can make your vote known on the floor. But let me say this to Mr. Snow again. The way you make your bed and how you lie down on it. If the house don't sell you, the street will not buy you. What do I mean? Edwin Snow, you talk about America had not given Liberia fair share, this and that. You went back to the war, 1945, 1936. You try to come, you went all around it. But ever since I want to go back, go there and do some research. That the World War II, when Liberia was promised, when the U.S. were using that airport, they promised that all those people that participated in the war, they would be rewarded. And it was called the Marshall Plan. So, Edwin Snow, let me ask you, how Lango came to Liberia, bombing hills, bomb mines, all these companies, Chase Manhattan Bank.
Joe, you're taking my talking point, man.
How they came to Liberia, that was the promise America made to the world. How you think Germany got built? It was right after the war, World War II. It was the same Marshall Plan. These companies were sent to Liberia to employ people so the government will pay taxes to the government could develop the country. And our people ate the money. Where in the world you go to make business to lose? You make business to make profit.
All right.
Bomb mine was less than 35 miles from Kakatan to bomb mines. Why they not made it bomb mines? They tell people you got to pay this road. No, Lango, you got to pay. You build the tree, you build Kuta along the road. They never did it. Edwin Snow. Understand these things. Those who supporting you, y'all go back and do the research. Because when Edwin Snow told you think outside, some people you're not doing the research to know exactly what was happening. Then the buy it, they say, oh, this guy is smart, he's talking the truth. No, he's not saying the truth. The same thing that going on today in Bee Mountain. Edwin Snow, you from bombing. What were the negotiating they were Bee Mountain? That today the people of bombing are benefiting from. And now you want to come to question America? Has America done everything right? No.
Okay, let's leave it there. Let me go to Elvis. We intend to get a reaction from our audience here tonight. This is all about the country, and they are part of the country, and so everything is what? Elvis.
Thank you, Mr. So. Look, Terry, you just proved my point that I made when I said what was on my mind tonight. This idea that we as Liberians we are owed some kind of favor. Look, when you come into this people country purely based on their prerogative, they don't owe you entry into the country. This is their country. So if they deny you visa, that's their prerogative. Prerogative, whatever the word is, that's their prerogative. So if they deny you, it's because of one reason or the other. For the point that Pat George was making, I wanted to make that point here. We live here in Minnesota. One of the largest Asian ethnic group in this country are the Hmongs, people who come from Laos. During the war, the Vietnam War, the United States promised those guys that if they fight on their behalf against the Vietnamese, they will bring almost all of them to this country, and they did that. They fulfilled that promise. So these guys came here on a free ride. Same thing that happened in South Korea. Same thing that happened in certain places in Iraq and Afghanistan. So what is their dividend for allowing you to just come into the country willy-nilly? Well, because you had a long-standing relationship with them? You don't have any kind of special privilege. So the reality is America don't owe you anything. No other sovereign nation owe you anything. That's why I say in my statement, nobody owes us anything. One of the things that we have going against us, and I expected you to say it, Terry, because you seem to be informed. Our foreign minister said it. She alluded to it. Our passport, the power of our passport is very, very, very weak. That's why they're trying to reform the whole system on how people obtain passports in Liberia. Our passport is not respected. That's why she suspended certain ways to get diplomatic passport and other things like that, and then making things more stringent so that people who get passport go through the right process and they're not getting passport willy-nilly. So America knows that another problem is people come here and they overstay their visa. They look at the people are they got statisticians. They look at where the countries in the world where people come and overstay their visa the most, and Liberia is ranked very high in that. People come here for visitation and stay here. They're not going back. They sign for or TPS or whatever. They don't want to go back. And when you come from a country that have a high rate of that, you're going to be at a higher risk of getting denied because they're going to look for any little sign that you may not intend to go back home after before your visa expires. So look, there are a lot of factors like Mr. So said. And the last thing on Edwin Snow. Edwin Snow does not represent quote unquote all of us. In a way he does, but he has a constituent of Bomi County. Bomi County statistically is the poorest county in Liberia. We always talk about the southeast, lack of rural, other things. That's true. But statistically, Bomi County is the poorest county. People ask, what did Ellen Snow do for Bomi County? He did a lot before he became senator from that county. He did a few things here. He built a few things, radio station, other things. Personal amenities to the people that they didn't have. But since he became a senator, what has he done? Not a jinking thing like my grandpa used to say. So the reality is, it's not only Ellen Snow that can talk for the Liberian people. He has another senator, a junior senator, Alice Tyler, who is no better in terms of his corrupt, ways. So you have two people in Bomi County that were notoriously corrupt, and the people of Bomi voted in. And you have two senators from the poorest county who are corrupt. One of them is on the sanction list. The other one will probably be on the sanction list very, very soon. So what are the people of Bomi doing? That's why I use that statistic to show that Liberia is the second quote unquote dumbest country in the entire world when it comes to IQ rating. Our people don't vote with their minds; they vote with their stomach. And Edwin Snow and Alice Tyler, who have been shown to be corrupt, went there with their wallets, and the people voted for them. Go research it. Countries with a lower IQ, go research it right now on Google. See what you'll find.
Let's activate
Research
the
it.
line to get some phone calls, and we're going to be having a conversation. Right on the line here now is the number 202, number 2214. Caller, good evening. What's your name and where you calling from?
Thank you. This is Breakable Power.
Let's break it.
Look, Mr. Morris. I love your intelligence and I love your talking. But sometimes don't talk in your feelings and forget what other people want to feel.
Oh God.
Listen, I see your passion and I see where you come from. But let me tell you something. Look, the thing we want to say, you taking try to opposite understanding.
So what were you speaking?
You cannot tell me those white guys are defending. They are not the problem for your downfall. You cannot tell me no today. You tell me that.
Which was?
You sitting right there. And you got started as a company, as a contract for 9 years, and I have one rubber fan, one rubber factory in our country. When you ask that question, you say we're not American company. We want to go against it. They go on American share. My father was with us soon. We told broad, okay, in Trio, and so if they take some money to get it, that war. Look,
Firestone.
yesterday, when
American company.
No, Firestone is a Japanese company.
They went back. What they are taking on is the latest. The latest
They got that name.
Yeah, the Japanese company bought Firestone out and they own it.
Guys, somebody talking. Let's.
What? Yeah.
So don't look at what you understand or what you feel. We all here. We all see what is happening. When you talk about development, it's here. You classify yourself as a child. You now get roll. Come on, roll. You now have it. You got street party inside one another. I eat this year when I use the train.
Tell us second.
No, look. They can't do this. I don't support this Ellis Low make woman make it upset and give a woman 1,000. I cannot forgive you for that. No matter how it was said, I can't forgive you for that. If you got money to pay on somebody to make it upset, it's on you to dance. I can't support you. But on a small note, Ellis Low was playing me.
Oh my God.
You saw the message.
Breakable. You gotta go.
Who is there? Look, peut-être que c'est pour toi.
I'm trying to. Yeah, hurry
Now your
up.
father's
The
in there,
other
Elvis.
calls coming here. Keep waiting.
Now your father's in Elvis.
Well, there, 20 years. The government will have it all in the country. They not bring work and cook. There was a one out there. Work and cook, not the saloon. They not carry that.
Okay.
Then you go see more people that talking about like they talk about work and cook. You go see that. And make it will be here.
Bigable, I gotta go. Thank you so much.
On people because they're not supporting that when you want that. They're not supporting that post on there. Then you stay on it, stay behind there and be that's the same state. I'm gonna see you putting the floor. So anything came out and said, no, we can't be that scared because of you. We got to step out and make this decision for ourselves. That's where Edison came from. So you can blame for that.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, let's go to this number here. Sorry, I've been getting told the 717 number 2909. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. This is James calling from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Let's hear you from Harrisburg.
Yeah, if we look at those trial records, it shouldn't be even preaching that. Some people say, what if? LFA. They say that,
just hold on. Let me just merge the calls. Let's get a little reaction before we go back to the lines. Okay, Davis, go ahead to make it very brief and
yeah,
to the point.
The money they gave to build a football stadium, FIFA football stadium, he took the money and go Analysts engaged and put it over that ATS where was leaking ahead, kind of he say put capital on the fee. That money you are taking and build new football stadium with it. But the Analysts no longer development. I see him talking about the father pension pay. He was speaker. Why you didn't put it on the floor? Why you didn't put the pension people something on the floor so they can pay the people pension? But you after that, how you can increase the salary? How you can build a house on top of the river, on top of the sea, on Raleigh Highway? Now where a house is definitely go in the bush to go build a house there for granted Kwame County people. What he had done to improve the people that sort of get pension, what he had done to improve their life. Nothing, he just saying that's what they call it. It is during that time when we're auditing government, 11 million get missing from LPR-TV to Cross Street. In thin air, that is using Judy, Eddie Johnson was prosecuting Judy Bryan, everybody for that thing, that money business. And it's so nobody say, because he had a girlfriend in the judiciary branch, he said, our exonerated. No, that's not really, you know how they stole that money. $11 million. And he being representative, speaker, senator, what he had done, what his track record.
Thank you so much.
He's Echo Parliament, where he is preaching. People representative from Echo that are leaving the Echo Parliament. Why is the country are leaving?
Let's leave it there. Let's go to the next number. Thank you so much, Mr. Davis, for contributing here. 412 number 4950. Good evening, caller. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, Fonso.
Dr. Toto?
Yeah.
Let's hear you.
Yeah. For the issue of just to add to the discussion to that concerning the average slow. You know, when I look at the average slow in there, you maybe to think about in the 80s. When President Joe came out and said that Russia should pay American debt. That there was too much going on pressure for the US government. And once when we at that time we create school, then we have to put $2 together.
I think what about today?
Well, and at the end of the day, where did they be off? Then we all pay that debt. So I always ask that question, why? Because the money are connected during that time.
They get your own money back? You got your own money back?
That's the question I asked you. What happened? They package that money sitting in the US government or they do the US embassy, this is money like that pay a debt. You know, people every student when they sit, they're talking in terms of stuff, they think that they don't even based on research, they think that they do the type of the benefit that the US government are funding like the economy. Even say for 1847 up to present, you can find any good tangible development to point towards to because our leadership that continue to evolve that country to where it is today. And you want to come and sit and talk about you will take Washington to task. Where is he coming from? He will slow down. Then just to add to the discussion.
Okay. Yeah, but if you want to stay on, you can stay on that total, of course. Let's go to 614 number 7575. You there, caller?
Yeah, how you doing, Mr. So?
Good.
Good. This is Willie from Dallas, North Carolina.
Okay, let's hear you.
We are just, I know you guys have a whole lot of history when it comes to Liberia and American business, but on whatever America try to preach here, you know, this country is so somehow crazy that you don't even understand. Only they understand. People are asking why, who is asking why in this country? He's not working for American government. Allen White is working for himself. He's looking for retirement to, you know, retire. So he's looking for ways for UN to give him money to do whatever he got to do. Yeah, we have to conduct our own crime that people committed in Liberia. But when it coming from, I don't know, America, the Edwin Snow said today, we are just looking at Edwin Snow today, but the main thing here is who is eating this America?
Who was
For
what?
example, America.
Hey, ask that question again.
The other one, human rights report come up. I don't know when we ever read about their own human rights report. And do all kind of things going in other countries and kill. Look at Obama.
Where is the caller calling from again?
Hold on 1 second.
Nothing they can say about it. Iraq, nothing they can say
Okay.
about it.
I thought you were calling from Liberia.
Go pressurize people. He's sitting now in a chamber. If he anything better, we don't have Eritrea. Yeah, Eritrea don't have any good background. But who we talk? Everybody afraid. Everybody afraid to say something. Oh yeah, America will do this. Don't say that America will do this. So for that reason, even some fully guy will sit down to that embassy and just write one piece of paper. You see the whole country shaking. Oh, America not talking. America not working. Idea is that. I have to say, the country you're talking to, not president, not country you're talking to. Yeah, because we in America do this, so everything America
So
do,
are you saying
America do that.
Are you saying statements, official statements, coming from out of the embassy, they are just dumped individually without the consent of State Departments or the U.S. government?
Most of them.
Oh my gosh.
Don't say that.
I'm telling you, it can be.
Labia is said
What I'm saying, what I'm
in Liberia.
okay.
So say we been how many times or how long have you read the human rights report on America?
No, that's a valid question.
In November, they're about to write another one on Liberia and other countries.
No, that's a valid question. Even when America was fighting for independence, they would never. What about what his name said? Lincoln did not want to prosecute him. That's a valid question. But for you to say that
order.
For you to say, you know, anybody can just write anything, that's doesn't work like that.
Go to the FBI and check. You see about crimes in the country.
They can be, you don't just get and speak. But anyway, thank you so much for your.
I have to say, no president in that country or no, no rule, no law. They can go anywhere and do anything.
Okay.
That's what.
Hello.
Okay.
Don't get pressure. Oh, we.
No, that's okay. They're not on board tonight, so.
The liberal.
I know why he blacked the liberal.
No, the liberal is on the run because he knows he's not going to see a way. There are conversations too heavy for him, so he's saying, "Man, back on here." Back on Terry, yeah. So thank you so much. Okay, guys. Let's play the quick commercial and then we'll be right back.
Hello.
We want to interrupt this interlude of traditional song to bring you this obituary announcement from our obituary photo of the Liberia Public Radio and LPR-TV. Even though most people might have heard it by now, but with the deepest sadness and heaviest of hearts, we once again take this time to announce to the general public the passing of our friend, brother, father, and leader, Mr. Peter Reeves Vincent, who passed away unexpectedly on Saturday, February 23, 2024. Mr. Reeves Vincent, as he was commonly called, was the president of the Grain-Jaded Associations in America's Georgia chapter from 2010 until his death in 2024. Besides serving as the leader to the Grain-Jadians in the state of Georgia, Mr. Vincent once served as the national president of the Nearwood Development Associations in Americas Incorporated for 3 years. He led by the example with his intellect, generosity, humility, diligence, and creativity. Mr. Vincent was a true son of Granger County and a patriot who put his heart and soul into anything that has to do with his county. He will be greatly missed by all. We are therefore calling on all friends, family, loved ones, acquaintances, and anyone whose life has been touched by Reeves Vincent to put our hands around his family during this time of difficulty. Any form of support to the family, especially financial, in honor of his great man and leader, will greatly welcome. All financial contributions should be sent to Ruth Alice Bamu. Cash app is 763-639-2294. Zelle 763-639-2294. This obituary announcement was brought into Liberia Public Radio by Mr. Michael Reeves, brothers of the deceased, on behalf of the family. I want to interrupt this interlude of music to bring you this obituary announcement from the New England Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio. Sunrise, January 27, 1958. Sunset, March 22, 2024. It is with great sadness that we announce the passing of our beloved father, husband, grandfather, brother, uncle, cousin, Jerry Nentizia. This sudden event occurred on the morning of March 22nd, 2024, at his home in Ramsey, Minnesota, USA. He leaves to mourn his beloved wife, Lancourt Annette Urit Zia, his children, Geraldine Zia Adams, Minity Talit Zia, Pa Zia, Florkent Saliv, Bianca Zia, and Gerald Zia, his sibling Wosint Zia, Samuel Zia, Aranold Zia, Helinont Zia, his grandchildren Selenant Kotu, Emmett Adams, Jermaine Adams, Shawinant Adams, Amoyat Zia, and Iranian Zia, in addition to nieces, nephews, cousins, and in-law. He is predeceased by his parents, Bokos Zia and Ruth Zia of the Republic of Liberia, his brothers, Joseph Zia and Josiah Zia. The homegoing celebrations are planned for the weekend of April 26 and 27 in Minnesota, USA. This obituary announcement was brought into Liberia Public Radio by the widow of the deceased, Lancourt Annette Urit Zia, and children. Okay, so, this weekend, like Mr. Joyce, he knows the late Vincent will be laid to rest this weekend in Baltimore, Maryland. He actually a resident of Atlanta, Georgia, but the body was flown to Baltimore. That's where he's going to be laid to rest, and we will be there. Good friend, we worked together when I was district president. He was the president for the Narrowed Development Association, long-time serving president of the Grand Unit Association, Georgia chapter, and our own cousin, father brother, Jerry Z in Minnesota. So this month seems to be like a crazy month. Around the 26th, it will be Terry. I'll be back in your time again on the 26th. We'll formally be laying our brother to rest. Let me bring in
Wow.
every. Sorry. Yeah, I've got to be back on the 26th. 26th, we're going to be, that's where the 26th, 27th week is 25th. No, 26th, 27th. I will be back there. Trust me, in Minnesota, we're going to be well crowded. Hopefully, later we bump into my man Elvis as well. Okay, guys, a little bit time is out here. Mally Jones.
Yes, sir.
Are we still on course based on our conversation?
Oh, yes.
Okay, all right. So we'll try to do something here before we go. News is all we always like to do it differently here on LPR. The entertainment, more or less, we want to lead out with MC Carradine and Eric Yesto and all of those people. Let's base on information sharing, educate people, inform people, have critical conversation, keep people abreast with news, what is happening, to go into the local dailies and read some of those things here. So Dr. Mally Jones, this morning, he shoot me a text, say, hey, why not we add this piece of information to our Wednesday edition? And I said, great. The liberal being here, you would never suggest that. His man Terry, all of them here, they just here on their tabata. But Mally is a very innovative and creative guy. So we're going to do this. Mally, are you ready?
Yeah. Before we get to that, I wanted to just comment on one or two things.
Okay, sure.
Yes, about this.
And then after that, before the analysts can do the closing
yes,
presentation.
About I see where Terry is coming from, but Terry need to blame his politicians.
Oh boy.
Yes, Liberia is a third world country. We got to know that at the back of our mind. We have failed deliberately to even feed ourselves. We don't have law and order. We don't have institutions. But we are more advanced when it comes to corruption and mismanagement. That one of the gifts probably Africa have had, and Liberia have got a huge chunk of its share. So our brother that came try to blame America. America had done a lot for us. But what America have been doing, have been giving us money. And like, I don't know who said it. Somebody said something that money don't like noise. Prince Johnson said money don't like noise. I listened to that thing today, I laugh. He said where money is supposed to be quiet. Anytime noise start at trouble or money. So money don't like noise. So they be giving us a whole lot of money. Probably we can research. But our people have been just using these things and deny us. But I truly believe if a government cite the ambassador and say, look, I noticed my people go down there under the rain, and I'm not happy about it. Is there a possibility that we can work together and build a shelter? They are comfortably seated, and while they are in line. One thing the American government, they let us listen to Google things, But our people, is like those are individual things, I think, you see. But however, Liberia is a stepchild of America. We got to get that straight. No matter what happened, they gave us so many things. Even when after the war, they sent so many agents in assistant there to run the GMAP. Those of you hear about that. Our to LPR-TV came there. So America have been directing us in so many ways. And in the event where you try to resist, you meet up with your own parent. It happened to do. when he started thinking we'll pay back America, but who is this guy? Who is this guy talking about we'll pay back? You able to pay Uncle Sam back?
It's Australia with him. That's the issue with Libya.
It's just a long story when it comes to America and Labrador relations. Sometimes we just keep quiet about it and keep moving. But I think our government get a lot to say, get a lot to do on our behalf. Yes. So
yeah,
back on track. Well, this morning the CEO and myself.
So let's do this, and then you can flash it. Okay, let's recap. Let's hear what's happening in the daily news inside Liberia.
Yes, we have decided to be coming with a summary of the daily news titled LPR-TV Recap of Headlines News Summary in Liberia. Our reference code LPR-TV HN edition 0141024. We'll be starting with the front page Africa. We have no time, and so we have to do this thing under 5 minutes. Well, front page Africa today, 4/10/24, a senior inspector of the Liberia National Police Unit 109, Visok Bayer, has been accused of facilitating the escape of a defendant, Abba Yole, out of Liberia. The Maria City Court has issued a writ of arrest for Victor Bayer. The court, based on a complaint filed by one Jalabi Colley, who claimed he was assaulted. The court communicated to the Liberia National Police to disrupt and forward Senior Inspector Boyan before its jurisdiction. In the newspaper summary today, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Beslo Yanti, said 1,000 Liberian refugees to be repatriated from Ghana. The decision by the Liberian government to repatriate its citizens followed the demolition of the Budubron refugee camp, where they have become homeless. That's a sad story. The managing director of the Forestry Development Authority, Russell Marab, has reviewed plan to conduct personnel audit, and he has been met with serious resistance. For the New Dawn newspaper summary, House Order Yeka Koluba investigated. The House of Representatives instructed its Rules, Order and Administration Committee to investigate controversial Masurado County Representative Yeka Koluba. The investigations around Mr. Koluba's alleged breach of Rule 40 and 41 of the House Representative Order. Following that, the United States Agency for International Development urges the Barker administration to fight corruption by prosecuting corporates. The call was also supported by the charge d'affaires at the Embassy of the United States near Monrovia, Catherine Rudurgo. Now we move to the daily observer of today's summary. The Nima County Senator Prince Y. Johnson affixed his signature to the resolution, followed by Tomo Yaya and 28 others. One person abstained. And so Prince Johnson signing this document has created some mixed feeling in the system, and people are wondering whether he did it in good faith. The Chinese company Lihi Incorporated, operating sand mining in Liberia, have been declared illegal by government. Residents in Waterside and Virginia have been worried that the continued dragging of sand from river will cause erosion and affect their home. Despite the outcry from the government and the people, the Chinese continue to drag the sand. From the Analysts, a summary, ArcelorMittal Global Chief was received by President Boakai today, and discussion is ongoing for continuation of a project to expand external metal for more iron ore taken away from our country? What is something that need to capture our attention? What will be left for our future children? Senator McGay has vowed to critically scrutinize President Bouakai 24 budget and vow to make sure that the war crime code become a must. Well, that was a good news from the CDC. Another red flag greets Ambu. The ombudsman has been appointed in the person of Councillor Fende Kanga, but he's been met with a challenge. Section 12 and 1 of the ethic rule says that the ombudsman are supposed to be what? Established on the basis of independence, and he has to be autonomous. He's not supposed to have any connection with the president or with any other party. So that red flag has continued to create uproar in the society, and people are claiming that the ombudsman appointed Councillor Finlay Kanga is not independent. So we have decided to be bringing you a new summary on every Wednesday and every other Wednesday, and I have recommended to the CEO so that every panelist can get involved with this summary at different time interval. So this is the new thing we have decided to add to our professional ingredients as we move ahead with our discussion as panelists. Thank you, CEO.
Yeah, and you have the light of the liberal telling people that somebody will be out of job tomorrow. I'm going to kick him out of this whole system tonight. I will see how you will come on there. I see why Jared back on. I see why Jared went off yet, and they were talking behind the scene. But I will see how they're going to come on.
You know, Mr. So, I remember when Mr. To used to call you in the middle of his show to call you for help. I remember those days. But now I think man, you understand it now, so you don't need your help like that anymore.
You were just begging me yesterday. How people need a car? How people need I didn't show you everything yet, but I mean, that's it. It's a common movement that we have on this network here. But look, I think Dr. Jones suggested this, and part of that to kind of remind people, because everything pretty well is online, but it's good to take a review of those daily news and see what is happening, and people can get a takeaway because we're being drowned by this sort of theater, endless theater at Capitol every day. There's a lot of endless press conferences, no result, no resolution, nothing. People screaming all day because, yeah, that's what some of them, we don't send our people there because they don't, nothing substantial, nothing of a substance that they discuss, but they just scream and scream and scream all day. So, Dr. Jones, I think it's a good idea. We will continue to build on it. And Elvis, thank you so much for always chipping in here. I think that's the diversity of this network here. And you know, the tolerance that is exhibited on this network, trust me, we disagree. Hey man, when I call you out the name after the program, we hang up. The liberal every day are driving here away, but he can't go. By the time we finish, yeah, I don't see a man like a leech like that. So
Yes, let me just give my last summary because I'll soon be leaving. With reference to the war crime code, I showed the executive had not defined yet what is the economic aspect they're going to look for. Whether some people get so many houses, they're going to see it, and how they got the houses, or too many land, too many farm, or how much money they get abroad, and so they need to look at these things. But I just wanted to read for us here, Chapter 5, the legislative power. It says, because most of the legislature then, I'm very sure they're going to drag them into this thing when the executive come up with all a comprehensive legal layout.
Don't plenty of will go wrong. I tell you,
all right. And it says, for Article 42 of the, Chapter 5, the legislature, Article 42 reads, no member of the Senate or House of Representatives shall be arrested, detained, prosecuted, or tried as a result of opinion expressed or vote cast in the exercise of the function of his office. Members shall be privileged from arrest while attending, going, or returning from section of the legislature, except for treason, felony or breach of the peace. All official act done or performed and all statement made in a chamber of the legislature shall be privileged, and no legislator shall be held accountable or punished thereof. So they refer to one of the news articles where they are investigating Yeke Koluba. So
But he was outside of that. He was outside of that scope, Mr. Jones.
Coming. This thing did not tell me whether he also had that scope. He expressing his opinion. So
No, because he's not doing his legislative duty.
You're not in session. You're not in session.
They're not in session. They say no member of the Senate shall be arrested, detained. All right. Okay. Send your point. The defense for him that point. Then let's move to the War Crime Code.
No, but let me tell you now. Let me ask them.
Let me finish now.
You see,
let's move to the War Crime Code because most of these things now I want to narrow it to Edwin Snow.
So hold on one second. So hold on.
Mr. So catch it before you go. Catch it before you run away.
Yeah, but go ahead. Yeah, people who have the privilege.
Here now, and you're not going to open anything and you can't end it. So, people must say you can be friendly, and next thing I can turn my back. So we show because Amos Joyce is coming in, Terror gonna come in, Jared Parker gonna come in, Everett's not gonna let it go. Are you willing? They won't let home camp you're about to open with you in it?
No.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
But it was good that we all listen to the article. Maybe we're fishing inside next time.
Okay.
That's okay because you know Emma George will come.
Because my George is prepared now to hijack this thing. So I'm not prepared.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Jones, and please, I'll be monitoring tomorrow. Anything the labor tries to do, he will get a payback.
CEO, for this our new highlight is also subject to positive critique, so that we can be able to put it in a better shape.
Yeah,
it is for the common good of the platform. So it's not like Mr. Mali property. No. It can be critiqued.
No, we'll change it. We'll work around it.
Yeah, I'll get one critique for you already.
It cannot be critiqued in an opposition faction. No,
you're not going to tell people how to do it.
But you say critique, then you say opposition faction.
No. Gary, they got opposition critique, no solution.
I get it. That's true, Mr.
No, yeah, constructive critique rather than destructive critique. Yeah, what do you mean?
All right, go.
For my critique would be that put it to the beginning of the show, and then maybe I can even build a foundation for the discussion, for the rest of the show.
Yeah, okay.
But I mean, Mr. Mali got to come much earlier. Will he be able to do that? That's the thing.
No. I suggested to the
he suggested
CEO
that, and we were
that he should come up with a timetable for every panelist to see sense in the thing and take it as a project every other Wednesday. So it's not just Mr. Mali thought, but it should share. So when your time comes and you don't appear, you don't appear to give it, I think that'll be fine. We got to involve the fine system here.
30 latches.
Are you coming with
the Mojas are very gradually independent minds and all that. You have to be very careful.
That's the fear that I have. These Moja people who've been wanting office for all of these years to get an office, now we gotta be careful with them.
Right.
Okay, no, leave it fly hand behind. Coming with capital punishment here?
That's corporal punishment.
That's more than some kind of punishment attached to the end of the table.
You're putting me in a bad situation with the labor here because this is why this guy that's a fight thing for the jump on tomorrow.
Right.
Mali June, Apostle So, and this and that's the thing. Trust me, turn in tomorrow. The liberal, he's watching, he's tweeting crazy, going nuts this evening. That's exactly what he's going to start with tomorrow.
Liberal says some people will lose their job. So I don't know who will lose their job.
Mr. So lose a hosting job tomorrow.
I would like the hosting job. See when you come before somebody announced somebody losing job. Okay, let's wrap it up, guys. Elvis, you want to go?
Yeah, sure. Look, it's been a great show. I got a little bit of time of work this week, so I can join you guys. During this hour. But on the weekend, I look forward to joining you. The platform to contribute. So my brother Terry, I always go against you because sometimes when I listen to you, I say,
Oh,
the guy he's making some salient points. So I always come for you because sometimes the way you approach,
my man, you come for me because you're a weird shit. Don't be beating around the
not
bush.
no, not only
Simple
that,
as that, all those kind of
but
things.
let me just
That
make
one a
this point before
tabata.
I end. Let me just make the point before I end. Somebody in the comment section, I think Prosper Thierry, the person said we should be careful on this show because Alan Wake could be watching this show, so you gotta be mindful of the utterances because he will maybe liable for sanction on some of us, or maybe they was sent out by on the board and we count on the red document, so we gotta be mindful.
To them, they promised to get back to me. His headquarters organization. They get the name of the organization. I just forgotten it. Allen White, something global, something, something. I want to have a
But
conversation. Hopefully,
but yeah, so overall, I think we have to
So we got Alleyway
remember.
watching. We can speak our.
No,
His
no,
country
it's
is the
just, it's
land
just
of
a
the
joke.
free and the
he
brave.
It's
joke.
just a joke, my man Terry. Don't take
Yeah.
it too serious. The last thing I'll leave you guys with tonight is I've said it. We don't like to to accept it. We don't like to really look at it and see where our standing is on the global stage. But in every major and consequential category, we rank last, or dead last, or close to last. It comes to HDI, it comes to development, it comes to education, it comes to rule of law, it comes to our military, everything we rank last. So America wants to be associated with success stories. They want to be associated with success stories. So they're not going to put more money into a failing country. They're not going to put more money into a corrupt nation. Our war crime court could be a quote unquote success story for the United States, and we'll definitely see a boost in budgetary allocation, or not budgetary allocation, but foreign direct investment in our country after the war crime court is established. But we have to utilize that to its fullest potential to build our nation. If we don't do that, it will just be for a couple of years. We'll see that influx of money, and then boom, we're down in the doldrums. So please don't think Liberia Liberia deserve anything inherently from the United States. We call ourselves the stepchild. Who is our daddy? You know how stepchildren can be. If the woman really love your pa, trust me, you have an easy time. But if that don't get along, you're gonna be in for a tough ride. So right now, our pa and our stepmom are not getting along. So we the stepchild will suffer. So if the Liberian government come to their senses and they start getting along with our steppa, maybe we'll start enjoying. So that'll be my closing for the night.
Thank you. Okay, and I think Amos Joyce mentioned something before the rest of the guys to close it. This concept with this senator here, is he not aware the Boyka's plan, what he said during the campaign? Why is he bringing this? Is there a way, is there a kind of unique way appealing to the people I am being targeted? I am the victim here. I stood for you. I fought for you. But I remember when the former president was captured, the very first thing he asked for was, where is the money? He didn't question them about what he did at either Greystone or Lutheran compound. Where did you keep the Liberian people money? That was the question. And I think one of the reasons that confronted the senator, Jennington Pelele question was very much embarrassing, and it was very much intimidating because he said, why the Mayans, why the senator, why you don't really want to support? Don't you want to know what happens to the people, Lutherans, whatever incident that took place? And I think that was something that got under his skin, because if you profess to advocate for your people, there should be other versions that you should also project as a good advocate. Don't just say this here. You don't need answers to that. I think that was something that really pushes button. I just thought of injecting this. Let's Terry.
Okay,
You
so
were in
thank you.
Minnesota, but for some reason you guys not get along.
But you have already labored for me because everybody declared itself as we are Shen. But you are labored me, I've seen me boy Shen. So obviously the man will come for me. But but
But you go say,
yeah, so But to be honest with you, if you look at Prince Johnson posture today, Mr. So, it says everything. Prince Johnson had his hair bent down like this. That's my first time seeing Prince Johnson in a humble position. The journalist was saying he was standing up, his hair was bent down like this for like 10 seconds.
That the
Like,
Holy Spirit.
what? So I know that right now, Prince Johnson is not in himself. But I know he will be fine. To Elvis, right? You know, there are a lot of things that America has done for us, and there are a lot of things America's, I would say, like take back from us. All right, and we have to be honest, because in this country, these people like for you to tell them the truth. Because if you don't tell them the truth, they will not really know what's going on with you. And until somebody can stand up in our nation and do that, Liberia can never change. We can never progress. You talk about the country, you talk about the country being the way it is now. Who made our country to be the way it is? You talk about going back from 1979, blah, blah, blah. What happened in 1979? Who was the engineer behind it? Who was the engineer behind?
It's not America. America is not the source of our problem.
Hey, but give me a chance. Now, let me speak.
No. Stop.
Let me speak. You talk about Firestone is owned by. I'm not seeing it here. I'm seeing Firestone owner here is an American.
No. How come they just maintaining the name?
Yeah, okay. Who is Soto? Get all the names so we can make our research. Yeah, give us the name. What is the name of? Because once that name Firestone is still there, that means the owner. Maybe there's a merger, or somebody there's a merger.
They got something called rights.
Yeah,
brand recognition. You keep the brand.
Yes,
keep the brand fine, but give us the name of the owner.
Okay.
If you can't give us the name, then it means that you don't have the information. So there's no need of bringing it up.
Let me come to your rescue. You go do the research. You remember the other day when you are talking to, and you remember the other day when I was asking you, and you said you go do the research.
Yeah, but they are the one who brought up Firestone. The reason why I said should go do a research because that was not the discussion. The discussion was not about who. I mean, when did white people came into existence? No, that was the discussion was about whether if that the white man brought a religion called Christianity. Okay. That was what we're addressing on the table. Okay. So when he brought that one up, it was totally a whole different discussion. So the other time is a Malikin, he brought a discussion that he couldn't defend and we said he needed to go. But yeah, let me wrap up. All right. So until then we'll discuss that. But look at what Firestone did to our people. When Firestone were under the Americans, look at what they did to our people. I'm just reading under something here. They've been building tires for many years. But look at what is happening in Liberia, in the rubber industry and all of that. Look at our country. Look at the assassination of Tobert and all of that. The rise of
I got information for you, Terry.
People say that it was not the influence of the West. Some people say, oh, the assassin came from Israel. The assassin did that. You know, so what we're saying here is that look at the war. Who armed our people? Who freed Charles Taylor? How did he come to Liberia? How did young boys were giving arm and ammunition? How did this happen?
Terry, I want to give that. I thought this is the cap Edwin Mervyn Snow were put on today to ask or to say the Taylor, the incoming of Taylor. Where was Taylor? Where was his last of location? I thought that was a question, to sort of rhetorical question you were going to ask Alan Smith or to as the government of U.S. They told the Liberian people how Taylor got out of
that place
from Massachusetts. That didn't happen.
Yeah, how it happened? The reason why a lot of Liberians are trying to come to America now and they are running away and all of that is because of the war. The war took away 250,000 Liberians. So what have they invested into our country that cost 250,000 Liberians? Can you equate the investment to what we have lost. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Then you're trying to say, oh, America, they can only align themselves with successful people. That statement is not correct. Then you're telling me that, oh, Liberian, when they come to America, they can run away.
You don't have to.
No, I know. I don't have that. I'm just putting it out there. You say, oh, Liberian, when they come to America, they can run away. That what the people, I agree. Even for my son, he was expedited. But when I went there, because according to, if you read on the consulate, just what you say is true. The consulates have the right to make a decision as regarding you, whether if they want you to come. They got a law for them that says they can make decision of their own when they notice that, you know, anything, they can just take a decision and the government will back them. So, and to be honest, they don't want you to come into their country. And they have the right for that. They got it right. But what I'm saying is, what were the cause for Liberians to be rushing here? You ever saw that happen prior to the war? Liberians never had time for America?
No.
Prior to the war?
Who told you so?
Am I in line?
That's true.
Yeah, Mr. So, for my correction.
No, hold on one
Yeah,
second.
okay, because I will not finish on that.
Terry, let me answer your question quick. 5 seconds.
No. The other folks got to speak. Terry,
my brother.
Terry,
the people that were giving arms never knew nothing about fighting war. So that alone is a human right violation. So all these kind of things, we should stop it. Now, let me tell you something. If we don't address the issue, that means we are not prepared to solve Liberia problem. Okay. And we'll continue in the reprobation, the bubble. We will continue in the reprobation. Presidents will be decided for. Our presidents will be decided for. They will decide our presidents for us.
Thank you.
And that have been the trend.
Mr.
And we all want to know it, but that is the truth.
Okay.
So you know, maybe tomorrow they will put me on a plane and say, "My man, go by Liberia. You don't need to be here." It's okay. But everybody in the world will know that Terry has spoken his mind, and that's just me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for speaking your mind, Terry.
Yeah.
Thank you for speaking your mind.
Let's listen to
your scare is up to you. For me, I already say what my own truth.
Hold on.
Hey, the activists.
Say that's your opinion.
It's not an opinion, it's a fact.
Yeah. Hello, guys. Let's
see. I listened to my dear brother Terry. I listened to my brother Terry. This evening. I mean, it's interesting. But let us put it to a different perspective. You see, when it comes to Snow is the wrong person, the wrong messenger. He lost credibility. My brother Terry is supporting ideas or somehow align himself with Mr. Snow. Look, the first thing, if you go to court, the first thing judge look at is your rap sheet, if you have credibility. Snow is not a representative. He lack of credibility when it comes to the war crime court. Talking about America. Where you been all this time? Where have you been? I will come to my brother Evans. Look, there's a book here. I want you to look at it. What is the book? Please put it on the screen.
Let's see here.
So you can see it. It's a good book to read. Can you see it? What the title say there?
The Forgotten Liberian.
Edition.
By who?
By
who the writer?
T.A. Wallow.
Okay.
T-E-H W-U-L-O. You can go to page. Yeah, Wallow. You can go to page. I just want to rebut. America has done a lot for Liberia. The president of Yale University, who had a Marshall Plan for Liberia, the development after our country was got independent. Yale University, the first president of Yale University, 17. Let me make sure I get a year right. 1773. He was the first person who had put a policy in place for Liberia. I just reading a book. I came across it. So for you to come here and say, America, my brother, America had done the creating our JFK system in the 19th century, where people go there to study. RPA, the Institute of Public Administration, it was built in 1958, where people from different countries to go to Africa to study government. It's almost like right here in Massachusetts, JFK,
Harvard School of
look
Government.
up, Boston, federal government. Look at the executive mansion, built by, financed by whom? The United States government. Temple of Justice, by whom? The United States government. Let me fast forward. In the 20th century or 19th century, when Doe was president, Doe received more finance than any other president of the Republic of Liberia. So America have done massive thing. The thing here is ourselves. My brother, Mr. Bablo, check it out. He wrote a good article in Daily Observer. Are we custodian of our own resources? Maybe I'll find that newspaper or I'll get a link. So we are the problem for ourselves. It's not America. It is not time for us to blame America. Let's blame ourselves. That is the issue. Ourselves, self-governed. Are we self-governing to ourselves? Look, America can give you all the money in this world, but yet we have mismanaged our own resources. Lanco, Firestone, the king of Liberia in the 19th century. Where are we? Go back into your research. 1949, 1940. Our GDP were higher than Japan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Japan what? Japan is the fourth richest country in the world, maybe third or fourth. Where was he today? The Japan Prime Minister, where was he today? Went to the White House. So folks, if we
Japan just came from World War II, it was a broken country.
Okay, fine. So,
but that's the Marshall Plan I spoke about. That's what they gave everybody.
Thank you. So, folks, it is time for us to start looking in the mirror. Instead of doing V-mirror imaging, it is time for us to do the reflection of ourselves. Let's look in the mirror, ourselves. What have we done to our country? More people, look, my brother, let me just say that, let me just start. Look at the senator then who talking today about war crime code. How much are they making? The senator in America, the kind of privilege they have, or the kind of money they're making. You senator in our country. So I understand everybody had different views, but it is time for Liberia to realize herself, what do we really want? I want somebody to read that article Mr. Bablo wrote.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Amos George.
Yes. Let me say this. I love history. Terry, go and research KLM. When KLM was in Liberia, those who are working for that company used to pay $35 to come to America. KLM, research it. Or anybody that works for KLM.
I wrote KLM before I was a kid.
Hold on. I just seen something.
Yeah, so I know.
The workers there that were for KLM, they have benefits. $35 to come to the US.
And who destroyed it?
You and myself. You and myself.
You and myself?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Liberians, not America. America didn't destroy KLM.
I didn't see America destroy it.
Can he make his point? I think he's just trying to relate.
I said a proverb that say, the way you make your bed and how you lie down there. In any business deal, you go in there, if you don't protect your interests, the other party will take advantage of it. In America, with all the laws that are here, why did the company continue to try to exploit workers in this country? That's why with all the laws. Because the bottom line, which is the profit. So if you left and went to Africa, anybody in the world, to make business, your bottom line is to make profit. So any loophole you see, you will take advantage of it. If those people don't protect the interest, that's not your business.
What is Papi calling for?
So let us get it, let us look at it from different dimensions. From Evan Snow, I want to ask him to let him go
Mr. Joy finish
and read the TRC report, where they say the root cause of the conflicts in Liberia. Let him read the TRS that report, the root cause. I think listed one, to 7 or 10 points. But the first thing they talk about was poverty, governance, and the people failure to have an inclusive government. That was the cause of the 1980 coup. I said it before. Miracle Liberians, 5%. 95% of the people was indigenous. How can 5% rule people for 133 years? And they were not allowed to participate fully in that government. People could not vote up to 1940-something. People could not vote in the rural area. They were not allowed to vote.
In fact, you get a pass to come to Monrovia.
Yes. Is that a country that belongs to everybody? Every single need to do more research before come out to speak. And furthermore, as Mr. Barr said, let me just read it. He's not the right messenger for this thing yet. He was forced out of the speakership by Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. He's not the right messenger. If maybe he want to be Saul, you're the Terry Reverend, you can make him Saul. You can make him Saul. Or Paul. But this guy is nowhere to be around this thing here. We should not even allow it. And the notion that people think that when you do something wrong, you can't say one day, then they must hail you. It's complete nonsense. Because all these things have political motive. Every single try to position himself for maybe 2029 or try to show to the people above me that now this guy is reborn. He's coming now to defend them. But the crux of the matter here is that everything that happened in Liberia, we are responsible ourselves. Why do they stay in Liberia? A Liberian man will tell a Liberian man, you cannot do nothing to me. I know all your government officials. In fact, if you don't leave from here, I will call your boss and you will not get a job. A Lebanese man can do that in Liberia. And you want to say that, oh, we are doing the right thing? No. Because we don't value ourselves. And the moment you don't value yourself, you don't have principles, nobody will respect you. Because everybody wants $5 from the Lebanese guy, $10. The minister go and sit down in the man's store on Saturday. What respect that man will get for you? You in police uniform, you go and sit down, you behind the Lebanese man counter. What respect you have for you? I want my Saturday. What respect that man will have for you? Until we stop these things and try to make people to understand that yes, even though we can do business with you, but there are lines you cannot cross. Then people start to respect us. So we should not blame the Americans. Every country has their rules they play by. If Americans go to the U.S. Liberian embassy, they say, we're not giving you visa. They don't question, you can't blame that. They will not question you. The visa officer can determine whether you can come or not. That is exclusive. At the airport, the visa, you can get a visa and both. You come right at any airport in America, the visa officer can turn you down and you can go right back on that flight.
I got a friend on the line, George. I don't know what he's looking for.
Who, my friend?
Myself, I guess.
I don't know. You call it. Good friend, hello? Hello?
Yeah, Mr. So.
Who's there?
You just got to be brought on LPR. That you're going to bring that team to order. I kind of saw you want a new casting. That's what we're here for.
Thank you, Mr. Juzo.
Oh my God. No, on a very serious note, thank you, man. As I told you,
the doctor.
Particular segment tonight, brought in additional for LPR. I'm very happy about that. I hope you will sharpen it more and get into other international news and stuff like that. But as many people, including Dr. Toto, suggesting, I would think that maybe you guys can start that from the beginning, and that will give you another added value, for the so to speak. But let me just say this, and I'm not here. Terry comment tonight. I'm not going to blame him. Terry is a very young man, someone who says he's older than. and then you know. But Terry probably, when I call this question, Terry probably won't even remember that. You know what it called? You know who they called Marie?
No, he know.
Man, the guy who stole the candy in the king.
He didn't. No. He didn't steal He did not steal the candy.
Well, who have they alleged to have stolen?
He did not steal the candy.
He ate a candy into the supermarket on Sunday Street.
Sunday Street.
That the likes of Edwin Snow will not, and that's what I keep saying. If you don't remember where you're coming from, you won't know where you're going. Edwin Snow should know better. He should know better. Every corrupt behavior from the House of Representatives up to his own county, wherever it comes out, his name has always been linked to it. Now, whether they can prove it or not, that's a different issue. And I'm not accusing of that because I don't have any proof. But for you to stand there and bring your vindictive behavior today, I mean, on the audio, I mean, video, as though America owe you anything. They don't owe you nothing.
Exactly.
He said that people, the Ghanaians and the Nigerians and the people of the Francophones would go look in Paris and see the African the way they've been treated. They have nothing in Europe. They are useless in Europe, most of them. Here, America gave you the opportunity to be the only thing you can do because you were not born here, president. But your son, your kids that are born here will be allowed to be president. Go to Europe and see what many of you kids do. You find them on soccer field. Many of them, you will not find them the lawyer, doctors. Yeah, doctors. Yeah, the Nigerians and things like that. Yeah, but in most of the government offices, you won't find them. So America has done a wonderful thing for us. But here's the thing here, before I let go here. If you are corrupt, nobody respects you. And I thought the like of Edwin Snow will help to rebrand Liberia as a country that is coming from war. To say the war is over, I'm part of the leadership, let's fix it. But just a few months ago, his name came up about this something of Western Christ, whatever. Like he went to India and all that. Why is he always connected to his kind of So for me, Edwin Snow, the way what I got out of this thing, I think he's frantic. He's scared. Seriously, I think Edwin Snow, when he said, I'm not afraid of sanction, he's scared. The next back that come, most likely his name is going to be on it. But Dr. Jones, I want to thank you very much. The other person me, I will not call.
Okay.
Jones,
Good night.
I look at the time. I think it's probably a little bad time because you go to bed.
You are well represented. You are well represented.
So I said, yes.
That's what you're trying to do. So let me just conclude. To rest of the panelists, thank you guys very much. I couldn't join you guys because I have issue that I was trying to take care of. But I think that I really enjoyed the conversation tonight. Thank you, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
I know the issue is you are calling in.
Don't call it. Go to that issue, right?
No, Avis.
Yeah,
during the war, issues are different thing like bro.
I know issue. Where buggy.
See you.
Okay, guys. Yeah.
I just want to make one correction from Evis. I mean, not Evis, from Terry.
All right.
My issue I brought it last time. I provided some justifications, some references. Probably, I don't know where you were. However, I don't know where are we begging over the whole Liberia issue. This is a country that was established by slaves.
No,
give me a chance.
We don't want to really get a conversation here the evening because
right?
Going now.
It's a country that was established by slaves. What do you expect out of a slave phalanges? What do you expect?
Oh God, Mr. Marley.
These people left behind. No, listen to me.
The Moja.
Listen. No, you want to go into this.
No, that's disparaging on our founding fathers. Please.
Let's give him chance to his talk.
Yes.
I don't know, but you know what?
No, the 1822.
Go ahead. Okay,
Wait a minute now.
No, he ain't want to make quite a few.
Yeah.
Boy, that slave can find country.
No, listen to me.
Most of them were not born to slavery.
Listen to me. The 1822 history is not destroyed yet. The 1847 history is still there.
Okay.
So when you discover a piece of land as a slave, a wounded slave, and you come with the slave mentality, that tobacco farm mentality.
Wow.
And taking the piece of land to be a farm, and you harvest and go back to the United States to enjoy, and you create an institution. No, it's ever give me a break.
No, Mr. Mari, you can't say that. The people are not even considering human being in the country. They were not even looking to come out to the United States. They were to suffer in the country. They were never thinking about coming back. They were not slaves. Don't call them slaves. It's disparaging.
It seems to be we are historically in denial here. So not about the issue, we get back to it. I can tell you the slave mentality that they want that it won't stay affecting us today.
No, but your choice of word.
From 133 years.
Slavery.
133 years, yes, it been gone. From 1980 up to now, who is running the system? People are still
you know what? There was a seed planted. There was a seed planted. Today we are still harvesting the seed. The seed were planted. Today we are still harvesting the seed.
The mentality.
That's what I'm saying.
No.
Guys,
this country was established by slaves, wounded slaves. We don't even know their characteristics or their mentality or their educational background. The history is there. All right.
Oh.
But there where our problem is coming from. It's not coming from it's coming from there.
We managed to snatch what you call it from you. Then you jump with a slave in it. You so without you. It's true, Mr.
I know the so how can we solve it?
The country was established by
how can we solve that problem?
Very good.
Terry
just came. No. Paso, Terry was just crying about how the country being running this and that. Fine. Your Unity Party government has just taken over.
Oh no.
Now, come in now. Give me a chance. Now for them to tell the investor, you can't take our rubber away. They are having a dinner party. All right? To expand and take all our resources out of that country. And we have a president that will come and say, look, going forward, you're not taking this thing away anymore. You got to create a manufacturing system here. You got to create this thing here. This is not going anymore. Do we have a
Firestone is a subsidiary of Bridgestone Tires, which is owned by the Ishibashi family of Japan. There you go. I just want to gain that clarification. You're challenging us to give it to him.
That's not the issue here. The issue, do you have a government
I want that information because I saw the bridge with the Bridgestone.
You say you want it?
Wait a minute now.
No, Papa, I agree. I say I'm going to check it out. I got to validate it.
The information I'm talking about here is, do we have a government to say, look, going forward?
I'm going to validate it and check it out.
Mr. Manufacture here, we got to polish it here, we got to do it here.
Good night, guys. I think it's almost going to 10 o'clock my time.
Yeah, Mr. Scott.
The doctor.
I thought Mary made a closing remark.
All right, let me make our closing remark.
That thing you're talking does not
solve the closing remark.
Doctor, I'm sorry to say, but I Tabata. The slave trade mentality that who gonna Joseph Boga government responsible to solve it?
What he's supposed to do? There are lot he can do.
In 2 months?
Bye-bye.
No, he says here.
But then you're talking to me like you have to do it.
Yes, wait a minute, do it 90 days.
Breaking news.
Guys,
but the sample I seen already. He welcoming investors and they're having dinner party already.
That's the preliminary stage of governance. That how it's supposed to happen.
Okay, that how Liberia have been wrapped into all these things all these years.
Mali,
it's looking like you don't let your own uncle, the kissy man, right near you. Bandy and kissing.
You think Liberia were not established by slaves?
No, they were not slaves. That's a misnomer. They
Mr.
were
So, thank you for the
free.
show, man.
Yeah, they were free men and women.
Go and do your research.
All right. Good night.
Okay, folks, that's how we're going to leave it for tonight. And by God's willing, the Liberal going to be here tomorrow. Jones, thank you so much. Amos George, thank you so much. Oh, the Papi then, what kind of, I think I need to retire somebody, Papi then, and bring in some new generation. Jesus Christ. Folks, we want to thank you so much. Hey, Mr. Cummings, the line, we opened the line earlier, but I think when you jump in, we had just deactivated the line. That was the only reason. But, let's see. In the coming week, if you have the time, you can join us here as well, so we can have these sort of critical national conversation. Until then, folks, have a pleasant evening. Thank you for your time, your tweet, your comments, your suggestion. And Terry, not Terry. Yeah, Terry Prospect. There are a lot of things, good stuff you tweet here. And that's exactly that's what America is all about. America is all about interest. They're not going in for you because of sympathy, empathy, and all of that. They're going in terms of what they're going to get in return. That's it. If there's nothing there, they don't want to invest into it. And I mean, it is why it is. So until we can sort of put ourselves together to begin to think like a real adults and do things like a rational being, why are you thinking every time when something comes in, they will tell you, say, you should take this, you should make your own decision. You can do it for yourself because they want you to be responsible. They want you to own it. Thank you so much, guys. We'll be back here in the coming days. I will not be here on Friday. Of course, Friday we're going to be in Baltimore to honor the funeral of our fallen brother. He's going to be laid to rest this weekend. The week is Friday, and then Saturday is the funeral, and then finally after that interment right there in Baltimore. So I will not join the Liberal tomorrow. I know you're going to have a party with his folks. But notwithstanding, it cannot stop the program from going on Friday, but maybe they're going to be simultaneous broadcast, the homegoing of Vincent Reeves and that of the Liberal program here Friday. Maybe I'll ask him to sit in for me. Have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.
Benjou, Charlotte, Auxerre.
I just wanna